Tonight, it's a special presentation, and a special name for this presentation as we get live and racing at Michigan International Raceway. Presented here live from VRX headquarters, it's the Blowhole 56 on V-Speed. Benjamin Richards, this one's for you, buddy. And the winner here tonight will get blasted with ice cream from that ice cream cannon. Hopefully, it's a mint chocolate chip. That's my favorite, personally. But as we move down, taking a look at Michigan International, a racetrack that we've been here before, here at VRX World Cup 2025. It was a great show, October 13th, 1968, Brooklyn, Michigan. Benjamin Richards, a Michigan native, just outside of Detroit, up in the eastern side of the state. And to give you a look here at this 2-mile oval, it's fast, it's multi-grooved, and with these ARCA Menard cars, it should be some close racing. We should see the draft come into effect tonight. Speeds well over 190 miles per hour as they're wrapping up qualifying. A lot of drivers out here on the racetrack tonight. So about 40 seconds left here as we get set up. I'm having some problems here with my overlay, so try to get that refreshed for you folks. I think we got it sorted out here. Now it looks like the ATVO is starting to cooperate. We can move on to our grid. Starting on the top position here this evening. ATVO still not cooperating with me. We're going to try that again. Top position, Bobby Blowers in the 38401 bracket. You have Casey Ellis to the outside for the top row. Row number 2 belongs to Ed Fiedler. You have Doug Helfer in 4th position. 5th spot going to Wade Palmer, with Terry Wilson starting in 6th. 7th spot goes to Greg Spiker. Then you have Teresa Spiker starting in 8th. 9th position, Rob Stanner's going to be out there on the racetrack in the 007. Ryan Hennings electing not to take a time will start back in 10th. 1.5 rows left to talk about. Jared Philpott will start in 11th spot. Philip Brewer back here in the 12th position. Still hasn't taken the grid yet. And Kenneth Blackburn in the 155 will start in 13th. So I'm going to take a gamble here, and I'm going to pull a guy in here that this whole thing is about. Hopefully you're not too medicated here, Benjamin Richards, because I got to say, 13 cars out here in Michigan should be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a good race. I'm thankful for everyone that showed up. And Mr. Cooper, thank you. Let's have a good race tonight.
So I got to ask, Ben, are you back home finally? It sounds like you're on the PC tonight.
Yes, I was released from the hospital Monday night, and I'd be out there with them. I'm just not, I don't have the strength right now.
Well, I heard you were giving away an autographed cast iron skillet that Tony hit you with to put you in the hospital, so it'll be interesting to see who you decide to give that to tonight.
Yeah, it has a nice dent in the middle of it.
Yeah, denting cast iron, that's an accomplishment. So whatever she hit must have been harder than cast. But Ben, a couple of awards to go to. Who do you think you're going to get to hit with that cannon tonight, that ice cream shooter?
I'm really hoping to bring Greg Spiker.
Well, there you go. I'm seeing some connection issues here from Bobby Blowers. Not sure who Bobby Blowers is, but he's having a little connection issue. It looks like they extended the yellow, so we're going to get another chance here. Got a couple other questions for you here, Ben. We set this up. We've been talking about it for a week. You sent me a message about, what was it, 3 or 4 hours ago, asking me what I was doing tonight. I don't know if you intended or forgot what day of the week it was, but I'm doing this.
I actually did not know it was going to be broadcast until just a little bit ago.
Surprise!
I thank you all for doing this. And Bradley, you coming on board, a week in advance is basically last minute to me. I appreciate you and V-Speed and everything. VRX, everyone in VRX does.
Well, Ben, I think what we do, and this is up to you, but if you want something entertaining to do for the next hour and a half, more than welcome to hang out with me in the broadcast booth. Absolutely love to have you up here, and I know since this event is for you, no better time for you to get your V-Speed wings.
Yeah, I'd love to, Bradley, but the shape I'm in at the moment, I don't think I could.
All right, well, I'll get you back up there into the party room. Make sure you tell them that I've already picked the winner, and I think Brian Higgins is going to take it, but that's just me.
Yeah, let's see, and let's hope for a good race.
All right, pace cars pulling off. Here we go, live from Michigan. The Blowhole 56 for Benjamin Richards for VRX, live on V-Speed. Leading lap number 1, it'll be Casey Ellis. He started on the outside, gets around the 34. And Bobby Blowers having a little connection issue there to start this race. Let's see, it'll be interesting if that cleared up or if it comes back to show itself. Battle back here around the 7th position. Car off the racetrack. I believe that Standard is going to the inside. Whoa, he's going to barely touch it. No caution, but Standard, well, there is the yellow for the 07. But did a great job keeping it off the wall. Rob Stander sideways out of turn 2. Let's take it back on an instant replay and right on board with the driver. Stander started at 9th and fallen back to 13th after this incident. Comes off the corner, gets a little bit tight. Into the outside wall, tries to save it, and then full on the throttle there. Heck of a job to keep it off the wall. Watch it one more time. See how close he gets to this inside wall. It's about as close as it gets, folks. There's the brush with the wall, and then right here, overcorrect, back to the inside, and then full on throttle. And just a slight kiss there. No real damage that I can see on the back end of that car. So it should be okay to continue on. But we'll lose a couple positions out of that. We're actually going to pull Rob Standers in here. Hell of a save there, Rob. But man, not the time. Early in this race, got a little tight.
Yes.
Standers, it's Bradley Cooper in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Oh, hey, Bradley, how you doing? Sorry.
Good. You're good.
Multiple conversations going on.
Yeah, you're fine. I just wanted to know it's got a little crazy there for a minute.
It did, sir.
Any damage on that car? I know you brought it down pit road. Seem okay?
No, feels good. Feels good, my friend.
Well, we got 2 fast repairs tonight. Try not to burn them all up before lap 5.
Okay, 10-4.
All right, Rob Standers, I'm gonna put you back up there in the party room. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, sir. See you after the race. Hopefully we're up in the top 3.
Rob Standers on his PlayStation or Xbox microphone, I think. I could hear the whole background noise there in the shop. But somehow going to end up in the 4th position here. Brought it down pit road. Really missed the box. Actually stayed out. So didn't even bring it into the pits. Car feels good. He says he's confident. Going to be up in the top 5. So unless they issue an EOL penalty to the 07, which there is a chance of that. I'm not sure if they have a rule on that here tonight or not. Ryan Henning's playing the fuel game, bringing it back down pit road. Had a little bit of damage on the right front as well. Got a pretty good smack with the wall. Car got tight. Standers followed him up there. So you're probably going to see the jack drop on the 74 here. Is that in time, though? So minute 50 repair for the 74. It'll be Jared Philpott in the number 5. Gonna line up here on the restart on the top position. Driving that throwback Snickers machine. Driven by the late Kyle Busch. Teresa Spiker to the outside. Greg Spiker. These drivers have picked up 10, 6, 4, and 5 positions, respectively. Philip Brewer, another driver, has picked up a few. Up 6 spots. So we restart just outside this top 5. 13 cars still on the racetrack. But 5 laps out of 56. We still have a long way to go. Put us at just over 120 miles to get this one wrapped up. Pace car should get out of the way this time by. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Philpott gets a big jump. Doesn't mean much here at Michigan. You can get out a couple car lengths ahead with the draft to pull these cars back up to you. Side by side for second. Spiker side by side with Spiker. Teresa's going to get the best of Greg on the exit of turn 2. Clean air in front of the 25. Off the back end of the 25, has caught up to the leader, has Philip Brewer given the push down the front stretch. Going to work to the outside. Teresa going to try to lead a lap. Philpott holds it down there. Spiker going to pass the right way on the outside, preferred line, and there's the lead for now. Brewer most likely going to take the high line here into 3 and 4. We'll see how it goes. All the way to the bottom for the 25. Didn't get a very good exit last time out of 4. We'll hold it down on the bottom. We're going to give the push. And a better exit this time. Teresa Spiker lead her first lap of the day. Rob Standers, who restarted there in the 4th position, has fallen back to 9th and stayed out on the racetrack. Maybe there is some damage on that car. And you have Greg Spiker losing a couple spots. Back to 6th now. Bobby Blowers back up to 5th. Philip Brewer with Casey Ellis, who led the first laps of this race. Ellis already back up into 2nd. On the move, Big run here out of 4. Contact with the wall in the background. That was the 34. Flores taps the wall. Everyone scatters around. That's going to open up a spot for Greg Spiker, Wade Palmer, Philip Brewer falling back a little bit here. Wade Palmer slides up the racetrack off the exit of 4, almost gets into the door of the 40. And a check down here. The 40 giving a push to Greg Spiker. He's going to cut down the nose of the 43, trying to find a way around. Battle for second with the 18. That's the 5 on your screen. Philpott trying to go back on offense. Lost the lead just a moment ago. Contact again. 34. Big move. Elevator to the bottom. 3 wide into 3 and 4. And a send here from Bobby Blowers to the inside. What a drive there for the 34. Can't believe that car stuck to the bottom like that, but on these fresher tires, maybe that's helping the 34 get around. We're going to look 3 wide for the lead there just for a moment. Still some scattering going on in the 10th position. Standers looks to the inside, nothing there. We'll choose the outside into 3 and 4. Harry Wilson in the 3, moves up the racetrack. And over and under, a little crossover move here from Stanners all the way to the inside. Goes stagnant here, just behind Greg Spiker. And a big check up there. Car on the wall. That was Teresa Spiker in the 25. Made a mistake out of turn 2. And loses about 7 positions. Watch it back on the replay. Into the outside wall. Followed the 5 up there. And a big hit. 25 lost a ton of momentum. Wade Palmer scatters around. Standers to the inside. Falls all the way back to 8th from the 3rd spot. Oh, and contact with the 25, slides up in front of Hennings, and the caution is out. And Fiedler's involved. Another car went to the inside wall. I believe that was Kenneth Blackburn. The 3 of Terry Wilson's involved. And this is a multi-car incident on lap 13. Watch here coming off of turn 2. Hennings gets the nose in there. Spiker thinks she's still clear. Comes right up to the outside. Just as the spotter made the call out, Spiker tries to take the outside line like she normally would on that exit. Right on board with Hennings here. Not a lot of room for either one of those cars. And Ed Fiedler getting involved in that in the aftermath. I believe just trying to avoid it, and the 3 gets collected. Doug Helfer didn't do anything. He just drove through it. It's one way to avoid a crash. I guess technically not an avoidance. Actually just brushed the back end of Stanners just now. Don't know if I would count that as an avoidance, but sometimes doing nothing is the best position to be in. Didn't get involved there with the 3 and the 66, so worked out pretty good for the 64. Might have a little damage to repair, but with that fast repair, should be all right. Casey Ellis going to resume the lead here. Jared Philpott, Philip Brewer, Bobby Blowers, and Wade Palmer, the top 5 for this restart. 15 laps in here at Michigan. We'll get set to go back green in just a moment. You are watching VRX's special presentation of the Blowhole 56 on V-Speed. Back at Michigan in just a moment.
Real quick, people stop the real quick, double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth, get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
I knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa. Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Back here live at Michigan International, where Casey Ellis is ahead of Jared Philpott for this restart. Race recap on top of your screen here. The 3 lead changes, 2 cautions so far today. Pace car should be getting out of the way this time by. Track temperature has cooled off a little bit from its 97 degrees to start this race. 93 out there on the surface now. But into the restart zone, Casey Ellis will go, and we're back underway at Michigan. I haven't really seen a breakaway from this pack. These guys will drive away on the restarts. A change for the lead there as Philpott will take it back. You are seeing a breakaway this time on the restart. Pretty big gap there between Philip Brewer and Wade Palmer. This happened on the last one with the first 2 cars. They accordion back together in a few laps. Seeing a battle for the lead again. 35 looks to the inside. This time around, Philpott by just about 100th of a second. Casey Ellis back on the bottom. Trying to take it into the inside. 1 and 2. Bobby Blowers looking 3 wide. Big run here off the corner, a slider from the 35 of Ellis to hold the lead. It's not enough to break the momentum. In the background, Greg Spiker brushed to the wall coming off a 2. That'll allow Doug Helfer and Rob Stanners a position. And a blink out there from the 10. Connection issue briefly there for Greg Spiker. He's back on the track now. This battle for the lead still hot. Ellis holds on to it. Dirty air on the front of the 34. Wade Palmer and Jared Philpott going side by side. '43 not able to capitalize on it. Philip Brewer. 40 car has gained 7 positions to get up here in the top 5. Has went stagnant since, though. 5th position, pretty much to the max. Got up to 3rd for a brief moment. Was running just behind Teresa Spiker when she took the lead, but then fell back quickly. Maybe a little tire save. 65% of fuel here today. And again, 2 fast repairs as mentioned earlier in the broadcast. 2 green-white checkers if we need them. Brewer will get to the inside of Wade Palmer. Holds it down. Still not able to get that run. Outside seems to prevail here, but we are seeing the top 5 accordion back together. You can even add Helfer and Stanners into this mix as well. Ryan Hennings with a hell of a run off of 4, got to the inside, passes Stanners. Haven't seen Hennings at all today. It's been pretty quiet so far. And they follow each other into the wall again. Overdrive in the exit. Hennings bounces the wall. Gonna merge back up the racetrack here. But as soon as we put the camera on these two, mistakes were made. You can hear the lift out of the throttle as we ride on board with Casey Ellis. Got really tight there off the exit, trying to break the draft. See 2 different rows of cars behind him. He splits the middle. Gives dirty air to the inside line on the entry, dirty air to the exit. A little contact behind him between the 34 and the 40. We've had some technical issues here tonight. Some scenes just a little bit mixed up. It's been a while since we've had a VRX broadcast, so some of my stuff a little out of date, but we're going to try to get through it. Keep this action up on your screen. Of course, I want to thank VRX Simulators and everybody that helped put this on, the friends here at VRX. Mama Teresa, Ryan Hennings, Mike Shivers. Also have Papa G in there. I would assume that is Greg Spiker. Contact with the wall. These guys are getting rough up here in the top 5. And how about Doug Helfer? Slowly, methodically working his way back towards the front after that contact with Teresa Spiker and Brian Hennings. Way up the racetrack, almost into the wall. Might get a piece of it here. 34 did down the backstretch. Casey Ellis trying to run away with it. Greg Spiker with a connection issue again. Still blinking out. Teresa Spiker back here in the 12th position. Terry Wilson still has a little bit of damage on the front end. Might have got some of it fixed up. A rough race here so far for Terry Wilson. Kenneth Blackburn in the 155. Creeping closer to Ed Fiedler. And the 10 of Greg Spiker. Ryan Hennings has had a few brushes with the wall. Trying the high line again here through 1 and 2. You can see this battle continue to heat up. Philip Brewer starting to come to life on lap 28. Looks to the inside of the 34. Again, this has been a tough pass all day. Bottom of the track. Great on entry, but difficult on exit. You can see the 34 into the wall, though. That's going to help the 40 of Brewer. He might just take the lead. Ellis hit it as well, and a lead change here for the 40. Here comes Doug Helfer, though, with the 5 of Philpott all the way down on the bottom. And a caution is out. It's Greg Spiker, Kenneth Blackburn involved down the backstretch. Just when the lead was getting crazy, the yellow comes out. VRX Esports instant replay. In contact with the wall from the 10. Bounces off, sends it back up the racetrack in front of the 115. Watch it on board one more time with Blackburn. This should bring all of these cars down pit road. We had about 14 laps on the stint. With 65% fuel, these drivers cannot make it to the end of this race. Philip Brewer are going to get a jump here onto pit road. Casey Ellis left in the dust by about 8 car lengths. Should see the 40 come out by a large margin to retain the lead. Casey Ellis coming out in second spot. Tight battle there between Doug Helfer and Jared Philpott. But the number 40 took the lead over there on lap 28. Will be the command car for this restart. So we're going to pull a driver into the broadcast booth. It's the driver, the number 64. I think maybe a sleeper agent in this race here tonight. Doug Helfer, you're picking up the positions. Looking fast here, especially in the long run.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
So
I like this track. It's fun.
How's that car feeling, though? You got about 14, 15 laps into the run, and then that's when he really started to pick up the pace. But it seems like early on, the field kind of gaps itself. It takes a while to work back up the momentum and get back up there.
It does, yeah. But this is a long run setup. It feels pretty good on the long run.
Track cooling off a little bit as well.
At least for me, it's feeling better and better.
Got it. Multi-groove racing. Going to restart here in the third row. Anybody you want to shout out real quick while we have you up here?
Shout out to Benji. Hope he gets better soon. And of course, V-Speed and VRX.
All right, back to the party room with you, and I'll maybe talk to you post-race.
You know what? My tires, I don't know if it matters to you, but my tires, 87 and 92 after that run. That's pretty good.
On the right side, I assume.
Yes, sir. On the right side center, 87 front, 92 in the rear. That's good.
All right, well, we're past the halfway mark, so maybe a little less save, a little more push this run. I don't know. I don't know what the correct way to get around here. I'm washed, so I've forgotten how to drive these things.
So we'll see what happens.
There you go. Doug Helfer in the 64. And restart in the 5th position. We get set to go back green. Philip Brewer on the top spot with Casey Ellis, who's led most of the laps here today. Casey Ellis has led 20 of the 30 complete. And Brewer run away. Will the 35 get back to the inside? Let's find out here. Pace car is off. Let's go ahead and find those volume knobs and turn it up a bit. Let's get maxed out here on V-Speed. Well, hopefully you pissed off your neighbors with that one. We had a battle there around the 5th position. Ellis fell all the way back here to the 5th spot. Creates a 3 wide situation there briefly with Wade Palmer, Philpott on the outside, Bobby Blowers in the middle. But it single files out a little bit here. Quick stab at the lead there briefly. It's the first time we've seen Brian Hennings come to life. He's gotten tight a few times out of 4, but he's going to look to take it 3 wide. Ellis looks as well. Hennings tight again, hits the wall. Gets a bump there from the 5. Sends him back to the inside even after that wall touch. He's going to take the lead. Out in clean air for Brian Hennings. He'll lead lap 35. Should be sending a Christmas card to Jared Philpott for that one. We'll watch it back here on the instant replay. You can see he's going to hit the wall. And after that wall touch, you can see right there, loses a little momentum. 18 comes up, gives him a shot, and launches the 74 on the inside. I think Philip Brewer caught by surprise. He saw him rush the wall. Next thing he knew, he lost the lead. Doug Helfer and Greg Spiker side by side. Enough fuel in the tank, which talked to the 64 a moment ago. So these drivers should be able to make it to the end of this race. However, that's over 20 laps, so that might be being optimistic as we have contact. That's not going to make it to the end of the race. And a save there by Spiker, but that's still not enough. 64 Helfer, we just talked to him. Caution's out with the 10. You saw it in real time, but watch it here again. Bounce off the wall for the 64. Comes across the door of the 10. Greg Spiker trying to save it. He's just down on the inside here. Nothing you can do about that situation if you're Greg Spiker. You have a car across your door. Do your best to try to save the car. Looks like Spiker maybe forgot to take its fast repair and to back it up there. And everybody else pouring into pit road, but Philip Brewer, he's going to stay out. Surprising call here by the 40. It's on to pit lane for everybody else. Unlimited tire sets available. Why not? It's about 7 laps under green there on that stint. Still have 13 cars out on the racetrack. Ryan Hennings wins the race off of pit road with Casey Elliott's Bobby Blowers. That name still gets me every time I hear it. Jared Philippont, Greg Spiker. I believe Spiker elected to stay out here. Maybe an early stop there for the 10. I think because the pit road was closed, might get an EOL. This Brewer electing to stay out has me a little bit confused. Might be bringing it in this time by. I'm not sure. Well, that pretty much confirms it. Lights will go out on the pace car this time by. We'll line it back up to do it again. Brewer down on the apron trying to save some fuel, I believe. And there is an advantage to being down there as well. It can cool off the tires. Not sure if iRacing has patched that or not. I do know back in the day, during the Coca-Cola E-Series, they told drivers they had to stay above that white line. It was cooling the tires off, so they were very strict in keeping those cars up on the racetrack. With the dynamic track data, not a lot of rubber builds up down there, not a lot of heat down below the apron. But if there's no rule against it, go ahead. I guess that's an exploit that not a lot of people know about. You can think what you want about it, but you're always trying to get an edge as a race car driver, both in real life and in the virtual world. Here's the edge. Restart. Command car for the 40. Gets the jump out ahead of Brian Hennings. Doesn't miss the shift and will go into turn 1. 1 and 2 for the 40 and 74. Big send here on the outside from the 34. Blower's going to take it. 3 wide for second. Contact. Ellis sent down the racetrack. He'll merge back up. A little moment there for the second position. Hennings way up the racetrack now in 3 and 4. Finding on board with Brian Hennings, trying to find a way around the 34. It's been all day long that we've seen Ellis, Hennings, Brewer Really surprised that we haven't seen the 64 and Doug Helfer up here leading some laps yet. He's taking a stab at the top 5 with Wade Palmer. Palmer actually sliced the nose a little bit there. 64 had to lift out of it. Ellis trying to go back to the top spot, way up the racetrack. Might get a little tight here off of 2. Close call with the wall. Gets the run anyway. Big move to the outside for Casey Ellis, and he will try to make this pass into 3. Hold on to it here, Ellis. Into the wall. Or in the wall in the background, that's the 10 of Greg Spiker. The 3's involved. Caution's out again. It's our 5th caution tonight. Greg Spiker has been involved one way or another, and 4 of them, I believe, maybe 3. This one's on him. He brushes the wall out of turn 2. The last one, not his fault at all. Coming off of turn 2, hits the outside. We've seen a lot of cars getting tight here. You see it, he's sliding up the racetrack, back in, steps out a little bit. He might have been actually loose there. A lot of wheel into it. Bounce off of the safer barrier into the 3 of Terry Wilson. 5th caution tonight. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if the field got a split decision here. Some drivers might want 4 tires. Some might decide to come down pit road. Henning's going to stay out. Helfer stays out. Everyone else down in. Even less laps on the stint this time around. Sanders hits the box. 25 of Spiker. Down and away for Brewer. It looks like a 2-tire call here for the 40. Gonna win the race off of pit road. Wade Palmer also on 2 tires there off the exit. Ellis falls back a little bit here. But it's Brian Hennings and Doug Helfer for this next restart. Don't go anywhere. We have more coverage to continue. The Blowhole 56, live here on V-Speed, back at Michigan in just a moment.
Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a
It is too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa. Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Welcome back here with 10 laps to go from Michigan. Two cars electing to stay out with Brian Hennings and Doug Helfer. The first time we've seen those two up front together. Philip Brewer electing 2 tires, as did Wade Palmer. And here we go back live in racing at Michigan. Move there to the inside. Philip Brewer on 2 tires, getting that car to rotate really well, but not good enough. Henning's going to take it back down the backstretch. Helfer's getting the run as well. Nobody helps the 40. We know the 18, the 5 technically on your scoring pylon has been known to push a car past. He got Hennings by the 40 earlier in this race. Helfer getting used up by the 34. Big push there out of turn 4. Bobby Blowers pushing the issue here. All over the back end of Doug Helfer. And Hennings hits the wall again. That's going to open up the door. Philip Brewer going to set sail for the lead. 7 to go when we cross the stripe. Hennings has to lift out of it. Gets into the back of the 18s. Gives him a shot there off the corner exit. 34, Bobby Blowers with the lead for the first time today. It's scattered 4 wide, contact in the middle. And 3 wide again into 1 and 2, contact again. Hennings checks up. If you're the 34 right now, you love what you see in your mirror. These guys fighting hard for second spot while you lead the race. The intensity is picked up here in the closing laps. Five to go here from Michigan. Jared Philpott in the 5. Door slams the 34 to the outside line. Still not enough for a lead change. They'll drag race down the backstretch. One in front, one behind. Philip Brewer trying to take the lead back with just 2 tires. It hasn't worked out. Wade Palmer on the same strategy. Holding position, but not able to go anywhere. Still holding the 5th spot. A little breakaway here for Brewer. Pushes the 34 away from the rest of this field. 5 to go. When do you make the move? Bobby Blowers trying to hold off Philip Brewer. Casey Ellis trying to get back to the lead. Led the most laps in the first half of this race. Has went stagnant for a little while. Moving back and forth. Brewer breaks the momentum. Ellis moves him up to the outside line. Takes a stab at the lead. Hennings as well. We're going to see another lead change briefly there in the entry of 1. Ellis not clear. Tries to cut the nose off the 40. Does get clear. And here we'll take another run into 3 and 4. And a bump there from the back end. The 35 shoots in. Casey Ellis gets a hit from the 40. Philip Brewer with a big run off of 4. Car blinks out briefly. That's your leader. Just over the 1 hour mark to complete 54 laps. Two to go at the stripe. I bought a popcorn maker. My wife got it for me. For Father's Day, I should say she paid for it just for this moment. Sit back, relax, and the next 4 miles here from Michigan should be a good finish. It's Blowers, Ellis, Hiddings, Brewer, and Philpott for the top 5. Any one of these cars could still get the victory. It's going to take some drafting help. 2 tires doesn't look like the call, and it's white flag here for VRX in the Blue Hole 56. Hennings gets a move there from the inside. Philpott going to send it into 1. To the outside for Ellis for the lead. Does he have enough run? Hennings into the back. He got into the wall. He takes out 4 other cars. Philpott's around. It's still a stab at the lead for Ellis. Can he get it done? Gonna carry it over to the inside. Photo finish coming up here from Michigan. Casey Ellis by 1/300th of a second is gonna win at Michigan. 21 laps led, and the last one of those 21 came at the white flag. A veteran move by a veteran driver. Casey Ellis gets it done. Led a third of this race, roughly. Fantastic drive. Hennings in the wall in the background ends up finishing back in 11th. Philip Brewer gets 3rd. And the 35 taking it down. Victory lane's on the other side of the wall, buddy. I don't know. I think Bobby Blowers thinks he won this race. He did not win this race. Casey Ellis, on my timing and scoring, you won. I don't think he believes it. And somebody's getting hit with the ice cream cannon right now. The whole field. There's the ice cream cannon. Let's take it back on an instant replay and watch that final few laps. This should be right around that 1 to go mark. There we go. White flag in the air. And there's the bump to the back of the 34. It's checked up. The send there from the inside of Philpott. This is where Hennings is going to get tight. He's been getting tight all night. He gets tight into the wall there. Bounces off across the nose of the 40. Just barely misses it there. Philpott destroyed. But watch this move. Takes the outside line to keep the momentum up. Just enough air on that right front. And then buries it to the exit of the corner. That is a photo finish if I've ever seen one. We'll back it up here and hit the pause button at the finish line. there's a look at it. That's what I said 3. It's actually 0.04 of a second in the final mark. A fantastic win there by Casey Ellis. So we're going to go ahead and pull up your top 3 finishers. First of these drivers to win here today, going to be Casey Ellis in the number 35. What a move there. We've seen how hard it was to pass on the inside all race long, but you did it. You got it done just enough. 5 roughly hundredths of a second across the line, but you knew that car would stick down there if you buried it deep enough into the corner. Congratulations.
That was incredible. I don't know what was going on. I had a great car. It felt great. I felt competitive. Yeah, dude, that's that's new for me. I'm not used to being actually a contender, and I had a lot of fun. Everybody raced pretty clean for the most part, and I had a lot of fun out there, man.
We saw how strong that car was in the first third of this race. You got 19 laps led. Then it kind of went quiet, but there's a bunch of different strategies, drivers trying different things. Looked like maybe some of these guys went a little less conservative there in the second and third stint, whereas you just kept your pace going and found a way around to win the race.
Every yellow, it was literally just fill it and take tires. And, you know, I didn't, I had 8 incident points, so I don't know if any of that was from like the post-race burnout or anything. I'll have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure I kept it clean the whole race. I did throw a couple kind of cheesy blocks, and I'm sorry to those that you know, that I affected, but I don't think I caused anything. So main strat was really just, you know, fill it and keep tires on it, and and hope for the best, you know.
Okay, so we know your favorite flavor of Ghost Energy, but I got to ask you, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream here?
Favorite flavor of ice cream? Oh, man. 100 million years ago when I was a kid, there was something called Dinosaur Crunch that they sold at Market Basket in New England, and it was like a Market Basket brand. It was a blue vanilla, and it had like Heath Bar and like Reese Cup and Oreo, and like it had all kinds of cool stuff in it. And you know, for a little kid like me, that was a field trip. It was awesome.
Casey, I have great news for you. Benjamin Richards rented a time machine just to go back, get that ice cream, and load the cannon. He is going to quote unquote cream you here in the post race. So enjoy that, and congratulations.
Love you, Benji. Thank you.
Congratulations on this victory here. It was a photo finish. It was a fantastic end to a fantastic race. Casey Ellis, anybody that comes to mind, put this car in victory lane.
Oh, man. Well, Benji, we love you. We're thinking about you. You're in our thoughts and prayers. You guys at V-Speed for doing this for broadcasting. VRX for putting this on. My buddy Bobby, who was with me on the track the whole way, helping me and you know, being my awesome teammate. Ollie, everybody, Orlando Outlaws, everybody there. I can't really think of anybody. I would like to give a shout out to my mom. I lost her 12 years ago today, and I'd like to, you know, both for Benji and for her, you know, heck yeah.
Casey Ellis, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you more here at VRX. I know you're no stranger to the Discord, so I'm sure we'll see you around.
Hey, thanks a bunch, Bradley.
There you go, race winner, Casey Ellis in the 35. 20 laps led up until 21 on that white flag. Congratulations to him. Post-race results and the rest of your top 3 in just a moment's time. You are watching the Blow Hole 56 post-race coverage. Will continue right after this.
Real quick, you both stop the real quick, double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Nice and smooth, get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday
What a finish! Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa. Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Welcome back to Michigan, where the Blue Hole 56 has commenced its 56 laps in regulation. Casey Ellis becomes victorious. Race recap on the top of your screen with 5 cautions, 11 lead changes. It was multi-groove racing at its best with a photo finish of 0.043 across the line. Casey Ellis comes out for his victory celebration. Gonna go through the rest of your finishing results here on the screen. Bobby Blowers in a second position. I want to say that Bobby Blowers was Mike Howerton. Can't confirm that 100%, but I'm gonna guess that. I don't know for sure. Philip Brewer will finish in third. We'll get a word with those drivers in just a moment. Doug Helfer ends up in the top 5. Big wreck there at the end of this race. Ed Fiedler with a top 5 finish as well. Kenneth Blackburn going to gain 7 spots. Second biggest mover of the race. Philip Brewer will get that with 9. Gary Wilson will finish in 7th spot with Greg Spiker in 8th. Rob Stanners with a top 10 in the 007. Teresa Spiker rounding out the top 10. And you have Brian Hennings, who got involved in that last lap incident. Jared Philpott also involved in that. And Wade Palmer getting the worst end of it. He'll finish in 13th. But now it's time to bring up the rest of your top 3. Our second place finisher here this evening in the number 34. And just one lap shy of getting the victory. It's Bobby Blowers, and I've said that name 1,000 times. I still don't quite have an idea who you are. So, Bobby, you're going to have to give me the 411.
So last name's pronounced Blowers.
This is coming. Okay, so I got to go back to a few weeks ago when we did a throwback race for NASCAR in the 2000 Cup Series cars. And everybody came up with a crazy out-of-the-pocket name. We had Dick Trickle out on the racetrack, okay? So I just want to make sure that you understand, I don't know if anyone's real anymore.
Yeah, last name's pronounced Blowers. I don't run around this group very often. Usually just run VRX every now and again on Fridays and Saturdays. But Casey's the one who really brought me into this group, so I got to thank him.
Well, I apologize for the last hour and 15 minutes of butchering that name, Blowers.
Oh, no, you're not the first and won't be the last, so I don't got anything against you.
Yeah, I always ask for phonetic spelling, and nobody told me that there would be a Blower in the race here tonight. So when I do things like this, just know it's in good faith. I was saying it and saying that can't be right the whole time.
It's all right.
So
happens.
last lap. Let's go back to the last lap. Let's put all that aside and go back to you take the white flag with the lead. You've got Casey Ellis who gives you a shove into one. Lost a lot of ground. Brian Hennings hit the wall. It looked like it was just you and him, and you had the outside going into three. What did you feel like there? I feel like you were probably thinking victory lane there in the entry.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to work with Casey that whole time, but last lap, all bets are off, especially once they started wrecking behind us. I was just gonna try to block him, and we got down to 3 and 4, and it just got a little tight on me. And when he swung low, I was gonna try to side draft, but he swung so far low, I didn't think he was gonna swing all the way to the apron. But yeah, from there it was just a drag race, and I'm happy for him, and I'm perfectly fine with second.
Well, and I think you mentioned there with Casey Ellis being a friend of yours, maybe racing together on the racetrack. He knew, hey, this is where he's going to go. This is where I'm going to go. And we're going to make it a photo finish. So it was fantastic to see multi-groove racing. You led 7 laps here today. How did the car feel?
Pretty good. I mean, with the Michigan setup, it's always a little tight just to make it a little racy and let us be able to run all the grooves we can. And honestly, car felt pretty good. I was trying my best to take care of tires, but in the end, we're just here for fun anyways. So I was just having fun.
That's the mindset to have. And it's so easy to get caught up. We do a lot of leagues here on V Speed, guys getting upset, but tonight was all about fun. Anybody you got to shout out that made you have fun here tonight?
I mean, first and foremost, I don't know Benji that well. I'll be honest. But obviously, when somebody has something going on with them in the community, it's important for that community to band together. And really like the way they did it here in VRX and seeing everybody come out. That was fun. Gotta thank Casey. He was working with me that whole time. That was a good freaking race for both of us. So fun, and I can't believe we came out 1-2 there. Gotta thank the VRX crew for putting this race together, and gotta thank you for broadcasting.
We appreciate you coming up here and talking to us in the post race. Bobby Blowers in the number 34. I'll try to keep that in mind next time, and well, I'll make up for the hour and a half that I did that, but I'm sure we'll see you back on the track again to get it right.
Oh yeah, we'll try. Thank you.
There you have it, second place finisher. Brought him in here. And the final driver we're going to talk to is your third place finisher, Philip Brewer, a name I'm very familiar with, a driver that races on Saturday nights. Philip, I tell you, this car, that gamble on 2 tires, it looked like it was a little all over the place. It was a little hard to get the drive off the corner, but you made it work. You made it stick enough. Take us through, though. This race had to be a little bit frustrating because once you got to a certain point, it seemed like the air went stagnant. You just couldn't get that extra bit to get to the lead and hold it.
Yeah. I mean, the race just went top line dominant, and from there, it was kind of hard to pass. You needed help, but everybody was just too thinned out.
Well, we had a pretty thin field here, 13 cars, so it was a little bit troubling there to get any help. And looks like there for a moment I just lost you, so I'm going to have to get the rewind back up. But overall, though, multi-groove racing, the car did look like there was multiple ways to get around here tonight. Just if you had anyone in front of you, it took it away.
Yeah, dirty air definitely sucks in these cars. And then if you got in the inside of somebody, it was hard to send it in there because there's so much on throttle time. But I mean, it was fun either way. You can really just throw those cars around and not get in wrecks. And then towards the end, I was pushing the hell out of Casey, and I was trying to get him to jump out of line, and he just kept lifting and staying in line with his buddy. So then I was going to push Brian on the last lap, and he got tight and hammered the wall, and just a ride from there.
Yeah, we saw that a lot here tonight, especially the 74 getting into the wall. But there was a lot of different drivers throughout the race that maybe you had some rivalries with. I know you went deep from this field, biggest mover here today to get the podium. Is there anybody that you want to shout out here from VRX and V-Speed?
Shout out to the whole VRX crew. It's been a while since I've raced with them, so it's good to come back and get on track with them. Shout out to Benji. It's been a while since I've raced 10-2. I didn't know he had stuff going on, so I hope he can heal up and get better.
Philip Brewer, champion, I believe it was 2024 in the VRX World Cup. We go to the Challenger Series and Saturday Night Racing League. Got a championship there as well. Or we'll talk to you again up here in the broadcast booth very soon. We'll see you this Saturday.
See ya.
There you have it, your top three in the post-race coverage. Hope you enjoyed tonight's action. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. VRX always putting on special events in the World Cup. Or that'll be coming back up here very, very soon. We had it in 2025. We're probably going to have it in 2026. For everybody here at V-Speed that helped make this possible, Adam Baker in the background for everything that he does. Hope he came back safe from Florida. Custom camera packs provided by Dougie Beard. You can find us at VSpeedSim, vspeedsim.com. That's going to do it for us up here in the broadcast booth. Congratulations to Casey Ellis in winning the Blowhole 56. And a special shout out to Benjamin Richards. Hope you feel better, buddy. That's going to do it for me, Bradley Cooper, saying so long from Michigan. Stay tracking, everybody.